Greetings, brothers and sisters. What is up? Welcome back to yet another one. I was watching a video on TikTok. I'm going to share it on the screen for you guys to listen. A Chinese guy who was just talking about corruption and how China managed to deal with corruption.
Do you want to know how China got rid of corruption? We got rid of most of it. Death sentence. Yeah. They're like, oh, money laundering. Oh, it's just money. I'm not going to kill anyone. Death sentence. Because money collectively does more damage than it brings good. Even though you might not kill anyone, you indirectly kill millions, if not billions. So when it comes to money corruption specifically, death sentence. And that's how they got rid of corruption in China. I'm not saying all of it's gone because we're humans. But yeah, that's how they did it.
Well, he says that it's not 100% over, but at least they are somewhere. And in Africa, somebody was asking, how can Africa deal with corruption? I think Traore has gotten the formula, probably because he's close to these guys. Your Russias, your Chinas, he is learning from them. And what we are currently seeing right now in Burkina Faso is that CORAG, which is qui barre d'observation et de répression des actes de governance, which is a body responsible for defining, monitoring, and controlling the implementation of the country's strategic vision in all areas. The officer in charge was giving out a speech, and in his speech he was just giving, their progress in terms of corruption and how they aim to deal with it. So it is one of the four main bodies of the state close to the president, Captain Ibrahim Traore, the government, and the National Assembly. This is the summary of what he said during his speech. CORAG has flagged 13 customs officials serving at the National Anti-Fraud Center for suspected corruption and money laundering. They also laid hands on 10 magistrates and a lawyer who are implicated in cases of disclosure of judicial secrets, biased investigation, and judgment. In the name of the principle of equal rights, no favors will be granted to anyone, said Captain Azaria Sogo, spokesperson for CORAG. We will intensify the fight against corruption and impunity among judicial actors by demanding strict adherence to ethical and professional standards, he insisted. The corruption cases involving customs officials and judicial actors revealed by CORAG dates back to 2021. Captain was not yet in power. That's good news because previous corruption cases will come into light. Following this judicial farce, the accused obtained from the judges who had reviewed the case the identities of the whistleblowers as well as documents from the proceedings, elements normally protected to guarantee the anonymity and safety of any whistleblower. Not content with having violated a sacred principle of law, namely the protection of the whistleblower's identity, one of the customs officers involved even went so far as to summon the whistleblower before a judge he bribed, resulting in a severe conviction for the citizen who had wanted to contribute to uncovering the truth. Captain Sogo also denounces a disinformation campaign implemented to discredit the actions of CORAG. He warns all those who will be guilty of acts of corruption and who will attempt to manipulate those involved in the justice system. CORAG has finally reaffirmed its commitment to intensifying the fight against corruption, a scourge that undermines Burkina-Faso society, and has called on citizens to remain vigilant and thwart any attempt at manipulation aimed at weakening this fierce fight against corruption and bad practices. I think it's a beautiful move, and after you guys have watched the Chinese video, it shows that corruption, yes, to some of you may be, he didn't kill, it's not like murder, but look at the dreams that have been killed because some government official or some official decided to embezzle billions and billions of dollars only for himself and his friends and his family. There's people who are starving, there's people who could not get jobs, there's employment which could not be created.
Sick people who could not access
medicine,
medical facilities.
No medication in hospitals, just because somebody decided this money belongs to me, my friends, and my family. So it's as equal as murder if you look at it really. And I like what China did because, when it comes to the death sentence, because, how many dreams have you killed? How many lives have you killed just by you being greedy and wanting everything for yourself? A good move by Captain and CORAG, and we hope that the rest of them, as always, will follow suit and we will fight this corruption issue in Africa.
In the East or in Kenya, some people say it's corruption when you're not involved. That's what people say. But there are levels of corruption.
Yeah.
It could be
Bribes.
it could be that little amount of money we see in most countries, our people giving to police so
Yeah.
that
They
can
cannot be.
arrested for going against the
law.
the road
Traffic laws.
traffic laws, or it could be what you just said about embezzling funds. And I can say, if we, like the Chinese guy said, we have not finished it completely, but imagine it's everywhere. And even though you have not finished completely, the bigger ones, like we are talking about health, funding health meant for health, for education, for this is not being embezzled and just wasted by one person instead of helping the people. So if you're able to curb that, we know that the next time our children have gone to school, they have learned, we can access better medical facilities. Like the previous president of Kenya used to complain and say, in Kenya alone, we used to lose 2 billion Kenya shillings per day to corruption. 2 billion. Like what do they do? They take loans from IMF. These loans don't help you. They don't build roads, they don't build hospitals, they just steal the money, invest maybe abroad or keep in the foreign banks like in Switzerland, they say, in offshore accounts and all that. Then this money was meant for health, so the people didn't get health. If it was for infrastructure, the people didn't get infrastructure. If it's for anything, we didn't get anything. But we will get taxed and we will pay the loan. For how many years? You find that children who will be born 10 years from today will still be paying. For what? For someone's greed. So that is why we need to end this bad thing, the worst thing in Africa. And when it comes to roads, like for example, if you pay someone not to be arrested because you are drunk driving, what happens when you cause an accident?
Yeah, and somebody else dies just because a police decided
to just get $1. It doesn't make sense. We need to stay
The death sentence for China, I think, is the best, honest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And apart from these things, we usually see corruption in government, services. If you want a service, you have to give out something. Like I can tell you, if you are coming from Senegal and you are going to Senegal, like you are crossing the Gambia, and ECOWAS is supposed to be free, you have to pay. Whether you are from ECOWAS or not, you have to give something. That is what we are talking about. So it's crazy, and great news coming from Burkina, and we are hoping that in the near future, the whole of Africa will be emanating this great picture, this great model that was started by Assimi Goïta, taken by Traore and Tiani, and maybe, but there even Rwanda is very good when it comes to beating corruption and following laws.
Go to Mozambique and see corruption on the road.
Come to Kenya. Unless you are a white man, because our brothers and sisters are mentally colonized and they think these guys are even better than us. That's why you saw a video of a white person in a police station mistreating police, and the police could not do anything because they are this is their master, and it's crazy. But if it was someone from Uganda, maybe he would have been killed.
Oh, beaten up. Yeah.
Exactly. So, brothers and sisters, let us know what is happening in your countries, if you're in Africa, in the diaspora. Do you see these cases, or they have managed to curb them? And what can we do in Africa? Because our governance is not governance. Maybe it's someone else, gatekeeper. Also, support us by buying us coffee. You have Buy Me a Coffee link in the description, and on your screen is buymeacoffee.com/African Bars. We have our merchandise on Fourth War. Link is in the description, and you can see this beautiful merchandise passing around. Also, elegantmasai.com for handmade African items. It takes you to our link, elegantmasai.com, which is an e-commerce website, so you can purchase without fear. And also, like, share, subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.